going on, everybody? This is a new episode of Bondy on Baseball. I think you probably noticed some things. We upgraded the camera, we got some cool lights, and now I have this cool microphone that I hope brings me closer to you. Okay, so since we last had an episode, things have blown up in the foreign substances world for pitchers. MLB, in an answer to all the findings that 80 to 90% of pitchers are using some form of grip, some tack, some spider tack. There's also Pelican grip is now a new one that came out this week. MLB has now no tolerance. You will be suspended for 10 games with pay, which is kind of just like a vacation. But regardless of all of that, if you're caught using these substances, yes, you are suspended for 10 games. But there is a humongous trickle-down effect that's happening from removing it so quickly and so abruptly midway through the season. Tyler Glasnow, a 6'7" pitcher who throws about 100 miles an hour, had something to say to reporters about the removal of grip on a baseball. Take a look.
I think it's ridiculous. I have used sticky stuff before. It's ridiculous that it seems like this whole public perception of it's just select few people. Your favorite pitcher probably 50 years ago was using something too. My substance of choice is sunscreen and rosin. Just nothing egregious, something to where I can get a grip on the ball so it doesn't feel dusty. But 2 starts ago against the Nationals, I went cold turkey, nothing. I woke up the next day and it was I am sore in places that I didn't even know I had muscles in. I felt completely different. I switched my fastball grip and my curveball grip. I've thrown it the same way for however many years I played baseball. I had to put my fastball deeper into my hand and grip it way harder. So I'm choking the shit out of all my pitches, but I'm taking a fastball. I'm squeezing the ball twice as hard. So all of this is I'm recruiting all these muscles and I'm taking my arm as hard as I can throwing the ball. So I'm going from a flexed muscle to letting a ball go. Whether you want us to not use sticky stuff or not is fine. Fine. Do it in the off season. Give us a chance to adjust to it. But I just threw 80 something, 70 whatever innings. And then you just told me I can't use anything in the middle of the year. I had to change everything I've been doing the entire season. Everything. They don't understand how hard it is to pitch one, but to tell us to do something completely different in the middle of a season is insane.
Now, that wasn't the entire interview. Some highlights that I took from that. Pitchers work so hard, month after month after month, to fine-tune their delivery, their grips, their release points. This is something that is crucial for pitchers. Now, when you have a bunch of pitchers that throw 100 plus, that's a lot of force on the arm. So you have to either grip that ball really hard or have some form of grip added to the ball. Now, as they did a little deep dive into things that pitchers have been using, sure enough, we've advanced in technology. It used to be sunscreen and rosin, which is what Tyler Glasnow says he's been using. That creates just a little bit of grip, but it doesn't cause a massive stick. We talked about spider tack being used for the world's strongest competitions. That does not need to be used on a baseball. It is extremely, extremely sticky. There are a lot of players that are upset at the MLB right now because they went the more aggressive route, but they went the wrong route. Bring it in spring training. Allow guys to adjust. Like Tyler Glasnow said, it's really the only way to do it. So hopefully we will see in the upcoming weeks some sort of discussion between the players union and the administrators in the MLB to kind of fine tune this, because pitchers are going to need grip and this is going to cause injury. Tyler Glasnow was pulled from the game with a UCL tear or strain. When you put so much torque on your arm and you don't have a good grip on the ball, you are going to send tension through your forearm to grip that ball. You're going to bury it further in the hand. You're going to hold tighter because when that thing comes through, throwing 90 plus to 100, you need grip. Earlier in the interview, Tyler Glasnow also said there are about 35 members of this players union or players committee, ranging from pitchers to hitters. All of the hitters in that players meeting said it was okay to use rosin and sunscreen. They want the pitchers to have some sort of grip. They don't want them to have super glue. I agree there needs to be some fine-tuning things here because we don't want guys getting injured, and we're going to see, you can tell that there are a lot of pitchers. Some sweat more than others. Some are going to have slippery hands. There needs to be a mandate. I don't think it's cutting it out completely, as we've discovered. If I thought that before, I take it back now. Pitchers need some sort of grip. They don't rough them up like they used to. They have this mud that they use that mud becomes like sand. It becomes very slick and like kind of slippery, sandy, muddy, and not grip, which is originally supposed to be. We're going to see how this plays out in the next week and a half. Thank you for tuning into this quick episode of Bondy on Baseball. I hope you like the new setup. I'm going to try to come at you with more content. Let me know what you think. Hey, it's good to have you here. I'm Ryan Bondy, and this is Bondy on Baseball.
Hey, Bondy, you up?